All right, it is time now to know what's on the front pages of the Nigerian papers, and public affairs analyst and herbalist. Pardon me, and herbalist Oladeji Ario joins us, as well as broadcast journalist Funke Treasure Drudola joins me as well. She's also a writer. We'll be looking at her books shortly. Good morning.
Good morning, Veronica.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We had a great time yesterday, but then let's head straight to the papers now. From the front page of the News Direct, Rebuild Lagos, Sanwo-Olu cries to National Assembly, Federal Executive, others will help. Woos private stakeholders for partnership, CBN to provide cheap credit for affected businesses to rebuild, restore Oshibaju. And we move quickly to the front page of the Nation newspaper. Hashtag NSAS trillion naira rebuilding of Lagos begins. Federal government, CBN, business leaders, others back plan. And to the front page of the Daily Sun now, security challenges. Army is stretched to limit in 33 states. Senate, force, police, others harp on synergy in tackling insecurity. To the front page of the Daily Trust, kidnappers blocked Kaduna-Abuja route 4 times on Sunday. Villagers, they raped our daughters. 8 ABU students among abductees. Witnesses say more than 15 killed. Army, Kaduna government insists only 2 bandits kill many in Igabi village. All right, let's quickly move now to the Vanguard, and still looking at insecurity. Army overstretched. Senate says Army isn't supposed to be involved in civil security, asks them to go after bandits, kidnappers. Driver shot, mother, 3 children, 5 others abducted in Ondo, 3 feared dead, 100 vehicles, 50 shops destroyed in Lagos clash. On the front page of the Daily Times now, NLC wakes up from slumber, tackles federal government on fuel price hike. To the front page of the Blueprint, Kaduna-Abuja highway, kidnappers kill 2 troops, foil siege, rescue 9. On the front page of the National Economy, hashtag NSAS, business owners to get Kakavit support next week. And on the front page of the Leadership newspaper, disquiet over delay in payment of retired judges' pension. All right, you get details of that story on the front page of the Leadership newspaper. We move to the front page of the Business Day now. Cadbury, Nestle, Guinness, others count losses on controversial border closure. And on the front page of the Nigerian Pilot, that's the final paper we'll be looking at this morning. Extreme poverty. National Bureau of Statistics says 105 million Nigerians have slipped into extreme poverty. Inflation hit 14.23% in October, the highest in 4 years. Zamfara records the highest of over 17%. Cross River has the lowest with over 10%. Urban inflation rates increased by 14.8%. If 105 million Nigerians
out of 200
million, that's
more than half.
More than half of the population is already in extreme poverty. I'll start with you, Funke Treasure, ladies first. I wonder what your reaction to this. We had the pandemic, and then we had the NSAS issue where a lot of persons lost their businesses. And now the National Bureau of Statistics is saying 105 million, more than half the population, are already in poverty.
Well, it's good that it's our own National Bureau of Statistics telling us this, because we already know that we're the poverty capital of the world. And now it's coming close from home. If you didn't believe that
now
before,
you should.
Not even now, you should believe during the looting. When we saw how totally dehumanizing people got in order to get basic food free. The one that haunts me all the time, the images that I see all the time from that looting episode was the Jos images.
Where
the
crowd.
The roof, on the roof, what were they looking for? They were looking for basic food. Sugar, Gary, Semo, Indomie, and all of the noodles and all of that. It tells you that people are hungry. And on a program that I do also on TV, I'd done a series on hunger in the land, long before the looting happened. Because I see, okay, a bag of rice is 30,000.
How many
A lot of states are not paying the new minimum wage of 30,000 naira. It means that in an average home, they can't afford to buy a bag of rice. They can't even afford to buy half a bag. And that is just one foodstuff. Now we can't buy onions. It is so expensive.
Yeah.
So if you look at each of these items, each of these
they
foods,
can't
you
even
see
afford,
that
some can't
people
even
can't afford to eat.
the staples, bread.
Bread is
particular
going to be
states,
taxed in some states like that.
So
there's a lot of hunger in the land, and that's why it's so disheartening when that looting happened and one of our politicians said, oh, I was trying to keep it, I was keeping it for my birthday. I was going to release it so you could, like, seriously?
Seriously?
There's a lot of hunger in the land.
Really? You can
When we were declared the world poverty capital, a lot of us didn't like it. There were a lot of counter comments, especially from the government quarters, whereas the people could feel the pangs of hunger and starvation. Right. No longer staring them in the face now, but abiding with them. Okay? You know it's a different thing. It's only staring in the face. That one,
and when it's living
it may
with
happen,
you.
it may not, but it's already abiding with you. That become your way of life. Now, this hits me very hard. Why? It's coming from the Nigerian National Bureau of Statistics, not a foreign body that they will say is busybody or it's not their business. We're a sovereign nation. No. And if we are to go by the 200 million population figures, that means more than half of us. Hey, I don't deal in figures because you will not be exact. But whatever metrics they must have deployed in a right thing like that calls for serious concern. And I think whether they like it or not, and I'm going to say it now without any care in the world, that it is a total reflection of failure of quality governance.
Right.
Really?
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Because how do you, okay, what can you tell me is responsible for rising poverty in a country that's been so endowed? I mean, I cannot understand. It means those who are at the head of affairs are not managing both our human and material resources judiciously, well enough to generate wealth.
Alright, do you know what I'd like to add to this? Is that gradually we're seeing the end of the middle class in Nigeria.
That's what it is.
The middle class is just, it's eroding every day. You
are being kind if you're using the word eroding. As far as I'm concerned,
it's eroded.
Eroded. Look around your neighborhood. What do you find? I used to live in a place where gradually 10, 11 a.m., 90% of car owners will still have their cars parked. Why? They either had lost their jobs or their businesses had collapsed. It was like that. And then you now could see the level, the standard of living of people now coming down. A friend's wife in that estate then opened a, what do you call it now, a small store, you know, back of the house store. She went and bought recharge card, 1,000 naira denominations, bought bottled water, bought beverages in cans and all that. But guess what? They were coming to ask for recharge card, 100 naira, 200 naira. They're coming to ask for pure water, not bottled water. And they were asking for beverages in sachet, including milk in sachet. So the day she was begging me to ever look for somebody that will take up all
the 1,000 donations.
Yes. I was like, it's in reality. You don't need any prophet or any PhD in economics to measure that was the reality besetting people.
And you
now,
something
it has even gotten so bad that I remember not too long ago, we still had rice at some affordable prices. In whoever's wisdom, they shut the border.
Yeah.
And I'm not against the government taking decisions, so long as it will be ultimately in our interest and to our benefits.
Well, it's in our benefit that we shut the border so that we can buy our own rice, locally produced rice.
But a lot of the challenge for a lot of farmers right now is the fact that they can't return to the farm because of the security situation.
Right.
Oh.
And that is what is also affecting the price of onions for a majority of them.
Onion is a different case. Oh.
No, some of them say that's
onion
another
is
issue.
different. Let me tell you why.
And then
people now go to buy suya because of onion.
That's what I'm saying. We are
So
talking
they
about
can
why
have
there's
extra
an
onions
yes.
to cook.
Unfortunately,
we are talking
the
about why
malams-
there's an increase in the
exactly.
price of onions.
The malams have stored even before
They
put the
give
onion
you
carelessly
cabbages
and
now.
recklessly.
Now they give you cabbages.
He measured cabbage, even tomato, and he measured quantity.
You're right. You're right.
Gotten that those guys didn't have degree in economics, but the reality facing them demanded that they take such measures.
Yes.
And the question is, what concrete, deliberate, and sustainable plans
Steps
are on ground
now
to move this mass out of poverty beyond throwing money into things? I'm an apostle of throwing money into things. It doesn't work that way.
And the government had said that it is ready, rather, to lift up 100 million Nigerians.
They're not
out
ready.
of
Talk
poverty.
is cheap.
They're not. Let me tell you, they're not ready. You're not ready if all you do is trader money, market money, this money, because you're perpetuating poverty with such
that
money. You give money what it takes to establish. You heard what he just said about a woman creating a store and putting this and this and this. At the end of the day, what kind of business do you want to have or start in the Nigeria of today with 10,000 naira? With 20,000 naira? Are you not going to pay your electricity tariff? Bill? Are you not going to fuel your generator? By the way, fuel is now 170 naira per liter. So for a businessman, where do you start? So government is not sincere to say they want to lift people out of poverty.
Now,
you have to learn to properly establish people to continue with their businesses.
We have to look at concrete plans before we quickly move on now. Concrete plans by the government. We mentioned something here that every state, the 36 states of the Federation, is endowed. Now, one of the states here, according to reports, Zamfara records the highest level of poverty with over 17%. Cross River has the lowest with over 10%. And we know that Zamfara has
Been
gold.
selling gold. No, they've been mining and selling their gold, okay, illegally.
Exactly.
Because if what they are doing in Zamfara is what Delta State is doing, there will be no oil money.
Or
for
what
us to share.
Elisha is doing with
Or
their
what Elisha
little
is
gold.
also-
Or Ondo with their bitumen.
Okay? If
Okay.
Ondo is
So-
doing the same thing. You know,
But
all
each
of these-
state
all of
has
these
its
misplaced
resource.
arrangements are responsible for the disoriented situation that we have ourselves. And when we say we need to restructure, people don't understand. We are not saying we should cut Nigeria into pieces. And in any case, if that would be the solution, so be it. I'm alive to live well, not to suffer. We've all gone to school. We've all done a lot.
Restructuring for you will address issues of
We should
poverty.
address specific issues now and move on. Yesterday, we were at a fora before the book launch anyway. And then the issue was, why is there so much emphasis on railway when within a space of 60 days, fuel has been increased twice? Why didn't we borrow money and build at least one functional refinery? We were promised all of these things, but nobody is thinking in that direction again. They're not looking there again. Instead, we are waiting for the almighty Dangote refinery, which I can tell you, if you care to know, it's not going to be any helpful to us because he will be selling at his own price, and government will have a hand in determining what you know. So
What I want to quickly add is there must be clear functions of the state government and the local government. As it is now, you can't want to lift people out of poverty. You read a piece of news there about one state in Ogun State,
yes,
wanting to do what was
it?
Deworm street children.
Over 700,000 of them.
So, what is the work of the local government?
When the state government will not be
Nigeria.
getting to deworming?
Because the things the state should focus on, they're not focusing on. The local government is the closest to the people. So if you want to do anything that is people-oriented, people-targeted at the very basic level, then make use of the local governments. Until we begin to treat local governments as that place where you can knock on the doors of people, we're joking.
Federalism.
We're joking.
All right, so let's look at, we have a book here now. We are leaving the papers now. Let's quickly look at this book written by Anike Adefunke Treasure. I was opportuned to be at the presentation of the book yesterday. Very interesting. Yes. Now, I'm seeking to devour the book because of the reviews that came from the number of persons that came looking at the book, talking about the book. And it goes to show that a lot of things are being eroded in the society, especially when you talk about our culture. They talked about the fact that schools should adopt the book and, you know, to just make children connect with what it is, what it used to be, because a lot of us have forgotten.
That's right.
The memories. And it's good that you are trying to bring it back again for us to remember. And when I was asked to talk about the memory of my grandma, unfortunately, I didn't. My paternal grandma had died before I was born. But my maternal grandma, I was opportunity to visit her a few times, and I recall drinking from her clay pot. She'll tell you that water is clean. That's the best you can have. Forget about the fridge and all of that. Now, let's talk about yesterday's event. How you felt listening to people talk about the book you wrote?
Well, it felt good that the last 30 months of the review of the second edition was worth it. It felt good to see that I was not alone in the drive, in the passion, to use your word, to get the younger generation to connect to their roots. Because it doesn't matter where you go in the world. If you're Nigerian, you're Nigerian. You'll be British Nigerian. American, then Nigeria will still be there. And then if we bring it home, it's either you're Igbo, or you are Kanuri, or you are Yoruba. Or you have a root. And it's tragic for anyone.
You should be connected to that root.
It is tragic for anyone not to be able to speak, think, and learn in their mother tongue. It is. Because that is the language that helps you to understand, especially in education. Which is why sometimes we struggle with mathematics, we struggle with logical subjects, because we're teaching in a foreign language, teach it in the mother tongue. And
people learn quickly.
Yes. Yes. And I also saw that, yes, we have Nollywood in the different major languages in Nigeria, and they've helped tremendously. But we can still do better. We can do better. I asked a question last week. I said, can your child name 5 vegetables in their local language, their mother tongue? Can they name objects and things in the house, in their mother tongue? If they can't,
I think I failed that assignment.
No. You see, most of today's parents in the age range of 30, 50, they too are bad speakers of their mother tongue. Okay? Not minding that they were socialized growing up now with the mother tongue. They took on the spirit of Western civilization. I was a victim of those who spoke vernacular, both in primary school and secondary school.
The way I see you, be speaking out of vernacular.
So when I established the Center for Bad Language Revival, my friends way back, they said, no wonder. It's been there all along.
Right.
Because it occurred to me that no matter how much we may try, when you reason in your mother tongue, it's deep.
Yes, it is.
It's more productive, and you generate a lot of ideas.
And my definition of sophistication as a human being, as a global citizen, is the ability to speak fantastic English and then switch to your mother tongue.
I'd like for you to just sing one of the songs.
I'll give you an example.
Before you give, because we are running out of time. She has to sing one of it before we go.
Doctor's not here to
Okay, let me just pick one randomly.
Quickly.
There is the one about Agbalumo, which is common to almost all the tribes. So there's this song, Oson Gbalumo Rere, Alumo Oson Gbalumo Rere, Nijo Jije Okere,
Alumo,
Nijo Jije Ohoran,
Alumo,
Oson Gbalumo Rere,
Alumo,
Oson Gbalumo Rere.
We have to leave it here, but congratulations once again, Anika Adefunke Treasure, for this book. And it also has a workbook for anyone that's...
For comprehension.
Yes, for comprehension, and anyone who gets the book, trust me, you will be glad you did. Thank you, Oladeyinde Ario, the herbalist, for joining us.
By the time we come back next week, we will have found solution to our poverty.